Hi there, it's John from Decent Espresso, and I want to show you the new advanced shot editor that I'm working on. It's just about working, but I want to get some feedback before I finish coding it all. So here's the main Decent Espresso, the D1 Plus page, and I'm hitting Settings. And then I've got a list of a bunch of presets. I'm going to hit E61 with pre-infusion. I look at it, and that's a preset that's already set up. Let's say I want to make it have a declining flow. So there is the shot as I like it. But now let's say I want to do something a bit special, and I want to make the temperature of the water during pre-infusion be a few degrees hotter, because I've got a theory that that'll taste better. So what I can do now is hit Advanced, and what it's done is it's broken up the three stages of that pressure profile into its actual detailed steps. So you can see and you can change all the little particulars of it. So here it's got a pre-infusion, a rise and hold step, and decline step. And the pre-infusion, let's just say the temperature here was 89.5. Let's say I want to go to 91.5. So 2 centigrade warmer water temperature for pre-infusion. And then as I click on these, I can see that these are lower. In fact, let's have a more of a theory. Let's have a lower water temperature during decline. So 3 stages of temperature: 91.5 during pre-infusion, 89.5 during the hold period, and then 88.5 during the rest. And to go back here, here's pre-infusion. I also have the ability to change the sensor. Now that's what the temperature goal should be, because the water temperature changes automatically whether the goal is for the temperature of the coffee to be 91.5 or the temperature of the water. Right, so generally the coffee is what you want, but if you want to emulate older machines that don't have this capability, then you would click clear and just have it be the water temperature. Here's where I change the flow rate. And I can also, which is really quite interesting, change the transition between different steps in the espresso. So for example, when I go from pre-infusion to the rise and hold, the current transition is fast. And that means for 10 seconds, in the first 2 or 3 seconds, it will achieve the pressure that was desired, which in this case is 9 bar. And then it'll just hold it for 9 bar. But if I were to change this from fast to smooth, then what would happen is over this 10-second period, it would go from the pre-infusion pressure, whatever it might be, to 9 bar completely smoothly over the 10-second period. Now these duration numbers here, you can have a duration of a step that's either in time or in volume. Now in the standard pressure and flow wizards that help you make those, it's always time-based. But if you want to do measures of water, and some people think of their espresso in terms of volumetric water quantities, you can certainly do it. So what you would do here is set the time to be something too high, and then change the volume of water down so that it actually was the number you're looking for. And then the next thing you can do is you can change steps here so that the step moves on to the next step when a certain condition happens. So for example, with pre-infusion, we're looking to put in 10 seconds of water, no more than 200 mils of water. We'll never get there. And we wanted to stop at 3 bar. But another way to think about it is also to do flow, 4 mils per second, and then decide that pre-infusion should end when the puck is resisting water. And let's say it's resisting water and it's no longer accepting water at 2 mils per second. So in other words, we're trying to put water at 4 milliliters per second. The puck resists. It only lets us put in 1.9 milliliters per second. We decide that means the puck is fully saturated. So that's another way to do that. And the goal really here was to be able to emulate any espresso we could think of, because you can also, for example, have steps that do nothing. So here I can insert another step, and I do pre-infusion pause. So I'm going to do a pre-infusion, and then afterwards I'm going to do a pause, 10 seconds, say. And here on flow, I'm going to bring this down to 0. It's going to just sit for 10 seconds and not put any water in. And that's how you do pauses. And one of the ideas that I'll be working on the next weeks also is doing pour over coffees, which involve pouring and pausing. And this is a way to do that. Now, one other thing I'll mention is that you see where this is flow of 0. Flow of 0 means run water, and then in the previous step, and then here, just hold the pressure and don't do any more water. But if there is pressure, it just holds it. But if you instead do this as A pause of 0 bar, what actually happens is it's no water and the valves open, and then there's no pressure in the system either. So you can choose pressurized 0 flow or unpressurized 0 flow. And the reason we did this is, for example, the end of a shot with a lever machine is typically no water, but pressure maintained. Whereas if you're copying, for example, a GS3 espresso machine, the pause is no water, but pressure maintained. So the goal here is to be able to emulate machines from history. And you saw me also here insert a step, and I can just as easily change my mind and trash it, and now I'm back here. And just to show you how this works, here's a flow profile shot. It's fancy, it's got a rise, and if I hit advance, I get the steps, including the rise here. Right? And what a rise is pre-infusion, 4 meters per second, rising to 3 bar, and then pre-infusion ends, and then the rise step tries to go to 9 bar as fast as possible, no more than 10 seconds. Let me know what you think of the advanced shot editor.